Class is in session. Gonna hit another chapter of Atomic Attraction. Hopefully, you guys are getting some good value out of it. This book is a step-by-step guide. You follow this book, it gets you on the path because some guys just don't know. And I'm not being funny at all. We've done many of the introduction, we talked about many of the misconceptions. Women have sex for us, and it's the good guy, and not the bad boy. And we learned about working out, and eat healthy and get in the gym regularly, and do weights. And we learned about voice pitch, get get relaxed, do the breath work, Wim Hof, box breathing, that kind of thing. All you gotta do is box breathing 10 minutes, type that into a YouTube search, you're on your way, on a good, voice pitch change. Clothes, get stuff that fits, that's simple. That's the best, best advice there, And then fitted shirts, slacks, and suit coats, that's never wrong. Yeah, eggplant size. Don't worry about it. Everybody's about average. Seriously, that's what it said. SMV, got to get that up. Get your SMV up. Sexual market value. We've studied that one. Yeah, fragrances. CK1. Hideon, Sauvage. Another Hideon. Pablo Rabanne's Invictus, great one. Aqua de Joe, just a little bit goes a long way, taking your showers and getting cleaned up, and then boom, hit just a little bit of cologne. Every time you go out, you'll feel good. You'll act more attractive, just like those studies showed. Just doing a recap for you guys, and because these are the main points. Facial hair, 10 days of stubble, have some facial hair. That's masculine. Haircuts, have it short. If you're balding, shave it. But there you go. We'll start in chapter today. I just want to do a quick recap, or anyone that's coming in here and seeing it for the first time. I'm doing one chapter a day from the book Atomic Attraction by Christopher Canwell. I believe it's an awesome book. A lot of people tell you, what you're doing wrong or what's wrong with women, and they don't tell you how to get more attractive, because that's what it's all about anyway. And I got the guy for you here. I'm a retired Houston police officer, did 22 years, and so I got the time, and I want to help you guys out. Any man, I want to help out. If I can get you guys laid, and I mean that, put it in the comments. I do. Anyway, chapter 12. Good boys versus bad boys. Bad boys do what good guys dream. Renee Bosset. All right, where we at? Why do bad boys have all the fun? If there is one thing that separates the good boy from the bad boy, is that attractive men are never weak around women. Facts. And what do we see? And you're going to see it again, but we can just lay it to rest here. Strength and masculinity, strength. Women hate weakness. They detest weakness. Okay, do not show weakness. If you are, they almost want to kick your ass when you show weakness. If you are weak around women, even if you are handsome and extremely wealthy and successful, they will be turned off and unaroused. Correct. Women, let's see. Women will lose attraction over women will also lose attraction for you. She will pull away. That's if you're weak around her. Sorry, it's going on. We're still continuing on that. If she learns she can manipulate you and try to control you, if she'll lose attraction. Yeah, 100%. That's why it's okay to tell a woman no. They love hearing no, actually. If a woman, let's see what I say. If a woman, I don't know what that is, but anyway, you will do anything. Okay. If a woman discovers you will do anything to please her, yep, she will quickly lose interest in you. And there's a saying that says the surest way to lose a woman is to give her everything she wants, 100%. You got to be able to say no. You must ask yourself two important questions. First, how can a man be perceived as strong by women, like an alpha male? Okay, Is a man born alpha, or does it confirm, or does it come, um, or does it become alpha over time? So the question is, and that's a good question. It's the nature nurture, right? Is it by nature, right? Is it so? Basically, what it's saying is a man born alpha, or does he come alpha over time, right? And for the most part, some people are born it, but most people become alpha over time. Most people are not born alpha, okay? So most people will become alpha over time. That's good. That's a good thing. So it means we all got the opportunity, right? Alpha versus beta. But basically, we're saying, just like in the book here, it says, and I've said this before in my videos, once again, how do you know someone on YouTube's correct? They corroborate, stuff gets corroborated. I've been saying this all throughout my content. I said alpha is strength, beta is weakness. Right here. Here it is. My facts have been corroborated. And it's important, seriously, you got to watch that, right? Okay, the beta male chooses weakness over strength. That's terrible. Women hate that. They're grossed out by it. The alpha takes the strongest course of action. The beta male takes the weakest course of action. And there's some cool scenarios we're going to go through here. I don't know if it's the next one, but they're cool scenarios, And if you might, if you can answer them right, it just kind of gives you a guide. But we'll go through them here in a minute. Is alpha a result of nature or nurture? That's kind of what we've been asking. In my own experience, alpha is something you create over or cultivate over time, correct? And then it becomes part of you, right? Through conscious effort and awareness, right? So, just like I was saying, when I first got into the space, started studying this stuff, wanted to do better, I just had, a relationship that I, really loved the girl, and it wasn't successful. And she's an awesome girl. We just weren't aligned. We couldn't get aligned, right? So I wanted to know, what the hell am I doing wrong? That's why I started getting into the books and stuff like that, and it changed my life, Okay, so these are some scenarios, and play along here while I'm doing them, and see what you would do, right? So there's a course of action. I'm going to say, though, so you either take the weakest course of action. So what's the weakest course of action you can take, and what's the strongest course of action you can take in these scenarios? And they're pretty easy, but so your girlfriend tells you she wants to break up with you, okay? So what is the strongest course of action when your girlfriend tells you, hey, Bobby, I want to break up? So what's the strongest course of action, and what's the weakest course of action? Well, the weakest course of action is you beg her to stay, you tell her not to leave. Let's see what that's I'm answering it from my own. Let me read this. Okay. So you can take let's see, the strongest course of action. You can take what it is. So basically the strongest course of action is you just, okay, see you later. And then you ignore her and you kick her out. You're done. If she threatens to break up. And the weakest course of action is beg for her back. Don't leave me. And then the strongest is walk away with head held high. Right there. Boom. Yep. 100%. Don't ever commit to something you can't leave within 30 seconds or less when the heat's coming around the corner. That's from the movie Heat, right? All right. So now you got a girl who's you're just met, maybe matched, and you're getting along. You had some great dates, and now she won't respond to your text messages. What do? What's the strongest course of action you can take, and what's the weakest course of action you can take? Well, I can tell you the strongest course of action is to send a bunch of text messages asking her. No, I'm kidding. That's totally wrong. Never send more than one. If they've gotten your text message. Trust me, they have. So if they ain't responding back, you leave it alone. That's the strongest course of action. Until they respond back, you gotta let it go. I know it's hard psychologically, but it is the strongest way, and that's why it's messing with you psychologically, and your body's telling you, yeah, maybe we should call, maybe we should ask something. No, take no action. If you send a message, let it hang. They got it. Don't worry. All right. So strongest course of action, don't do anything. Weakest course of action, let's see, what does it say for weakest? It said send a bunch of messages. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Where are you? Why aren't you answering? Did I do something wrong? All right, your girlfriend tells you she just wants to be friends. Oh, here we go. We say yes, right? No. So strongest course of action is The alpha male ignores his girlfriend, and well, he basically breaks up and ignores her. That's what it says. So, yep, you leave. That's not what you want. It's not what you want in your life. So, not being a jerk. It's just we're not aligned. I don't want that, right? Weakest accepts the offer of friends and hopes she will change in the future. No, hell no. And she'll less likely to change in the future for hanging around. Act like a beta male. All right. Let's see. An alpha male's mindset. Let's see. An alpha male mindset endures because it's the right path to follow. 100%. Now, other people might tell you it's not because it's kind of, you can kind of be abrasive at times if you're alpha, right? And also, it'll get you more sex with women. Well, that sounds good. Seriously, that sounds good. Women love alphas. Yep. Women would rather share an alpha than be with a faithful beta. Pook, right? 100%. And they'll always deny that, by the way. If you're ever in doubt, ask yourself one question: what's the strongest course of action you can take? Strongest course of action. Yep, exactly. Yep. Strength. Let's see. Strongest and the ones that make you feel okay. Yes. What are alpha? What makes something alpha, right? Or how do you know? Well, an alpha. How do you know you're acting alpha? Well, alpha is the decisions you're making or the choices you're making are the ones that you make and you feel good about yourself after you made that decision. You're not like, oh, I don't want to go do this, but I know, she's not going to like me. And no, you don't care what anyone thinks, right? You just make a choice. This is what I want to do, right? If you choose the strongest course of all areas of life, it won't be long before you project an alpha mindset. Correct. Adopting an alpha mindset, this through, let's see. Oh, so adopting an alpha mindset, okay? This thought process becomes part of you, and it does. It really does. In the beginning, like I told you, I was doing Coach Corey Wayne stuff, where I first started, on my new path to Red Pill, and like I told you before in another video, he would say, just say, let's get together on Saturday. So if you text them Monday, I got on the apps and I would say, let's get together on Saturday. They loved me doing that. But what am I doing? I'm being dominant. I'm being goal directed. I never knew it. I just knew the lines, but that's where you start. You start with learning the lines and then it becomes a part of you. Mr. Lucario's show and Miles Cummings' show, a lot of guys will, they run the game. They talk about game a lot, right? And then they're great. They're awesome. But it's a lot of guys go, how long do I have to do these stupid games? It's not doing stupid games. You're going to become the game. These are things you should do anyway. All right, so let's keep going so we don't make it too long. All right, alpha males embrace what is masculine. Facts. Strength of masculinity, right? And does not worry about trends. The alpha male walks to a beat of his own drum, 100%. The alpha male is direct and goal-oriented, 100%. When it comes to sex, the bad guy is not a bad guy. He speaks the truth, 100%. Or bad boy, whatever. They switched it up sometimes. But anyway, same thing. Let me get my notes here. Moving right along. This one's sticking together. Sorry, guys. We're almost done. But this is a good chapter. I mean, it's long, but it's a good chapter. Why does this keep wanting to stick together? Okay. Sorry, guys. Got to get this piece of paper. All right. Hang on. I need both hands. Sorry. All right. Here we go. Back to Nikki. The alpha male don't care what people think, 100%. And meaning, you don't get everybody, should I do this? Should I do that? I mean, you don't wear feces on your clothes. And I mean, people can take it to the nth degree. It means when you're doing something, you do it with morality, you do it with character, you do it with integrity, and you don't care if someone doesn't like your choice. You know it's the right choice. All right? Okay, the alpha male don't care what people think. The alpha male doesn't care about defending women either. The beta male loves to be Captain Save at 304. The alpha male does not care about saving nobody. He's going to save himself. And again, it's not, if a fight starts and, it's a robbery, you're not part of that. Seriously, you go get help and you call it in. Now, again, if it's your, mom or, again, we can get what abouts and the what ifs, Nice guys, nice guys defend women in hopes his nice guy behavior will win her attraction 100%. Nice guys act like they don't like sex 100%. That's one of the most common lines when I talk to women. I talk to thousands of them from the dating apps just to get information and stuff. And they said that's the most common line. I'm not like other guys. I'm not here for sex. So don't say that. They hate it. They actually get mad. So they told me. You hear it all the time. And so they'll say also here, I'm just going to give you, a gem, is you suck, you lick pussy the best, basically. I'm sorry. But yeah, don't say that. Don't say you're the best. Just, be arrogant type, be like, well, why don't you find out? Something like that. Okay. Back to the book. The nice guy thinks by being nice, women will be compelled to like him. So like, I'm nice, so I've been nice to her, so she needs to be nice to me back. Nope, that's not how sexual attraction works. That's how friendships may work between same sexes, but that's not how sexual attraction works. All right. To instill attraction, let's see. All bet alpha. Wait, I'm saying a male does is conceal. Okay, so yeah, to instill attraction, a beta male does is conceal his thoughts and feelings. Yep, he doesn't. He's dishonest, and I said it in my other videos, right? 100%, I said that. He's a shapeshifter. The nice guy is not nice. Correct. He's a liar. The nice guy pretends that he wants to be. Friends with women, but yeah, exactly. He pretends he wanted to be your friend, but he really doesn't. He's lying to you. That's why I told women before, it's like, they've gotten mad at me for being honest. I'm like, well, I could be an alpha, I could be a beta male and, lie to you. All right, and if an alpha male wants something, he goes after it 100%, goal directed. If he wants sex, he tells the woman he does not care about, he tells the woman he wants sex, and he does not care about hearing no. Yep. And again, that's not, meaning he's going to leave. She says no, he's like, fine. He is not affected, exactly. He's not affected by outcome, he's not outcome dependent, is what it says. Yep, nope. Can I have sex with you, ma'am? Nope. Okay. Or can I have sex with you, ma'am? Yes, you can. All right, cool. But he's not like, oh, I'm going to ask him, I know, I'm so nervous. No. Weakness, let's see. Weakness is an attraction killer, 100%. Strength, the ultimate aphrodisiac, 100%. We've been talking about that. There is the nice guy beta male who tries to please women by pretending to be, by pretending to be kind and chivalrous, 100%. It's all an act. Most men live. Sorry, dropped the remote. Sorry. Most men live in too much fear, correct, and anxiety, correct, a scarcity mindset. Alpha male does not need to get validation from anybody and lives in a state of abundance, 100%. Like if he doesn't get it today, there'll be something coming up tomorrow, whatever he wanted. Men feel too much fear from women, correct. They are outcome dependent. What's correct? This is what I just said. So smart. This their belief. Okay. This their mind and become. Yes. Yep. If you want to become alpha, you ditch your mindset. You ditch your beta male mindset, and you become alpha. Yep. Embrace and to do that, you embrace masculinity and strength, 100%. Yep. You get rid of your current mindset if you want to become alpha and you don't think you are, and you embrace a new mindset, strength and masculinity. Yep. Most men are not born alpha, correct. When shedding your beta mindset, it always begins with the gym, correct, or the body, correct. And when you strengthen the body, you strengthen the mind. Correct. Almost done, guys. You. And reach for war, okay. Alpha male is king. Yep. Yes. Yes. You determine your. Yep. You determine your reality. In a world of beta males, the alpha male is king. 100%. Women are attracted to dominance. 100%. What is the best way to define dominance? A study conducted by University of New Mexico breaks down basically breaks down dominance into 3 categories. And the categories are social dominance, financial dominance, and physical dominance. Women love physical dominance the most. All right. Let's keep going. Almost done. Almost. About another 2 minutes. Men who are arrogant, cunning, selfish, and let's see. Let's see. Find more. Okay. Yes. Men. I said men who are arrogant, cunning, selfish, manipulative, overconfident. Yep. Have more sex. More sexual relations and are considered alpha. Yep, 100%. Those, and it would seem counterintuitive, right? All right. The New Mexico study also discovered that attractiveness is strongest with the around one of the alpha. Okay, so the New Mexico study also discovered that attractiveness is strongly correlated with the amount of one-night stands someone has. Yep. And finally, bold men eat while nice guys starve. There you go, boys. Be bold, be alpha, and don't starve out here. See you on the next one.